Okay, so I have another story that I want to talk about. And for my next few, I wanted to just focus on some news that was coming straight out of Michigan, since we're broadcasting from Michigan. Yeah.
Broadcasting.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was this this news story um, about this 15-year-old boy who ended up dying, and his mother's on trial for kind of neglect and his death.
Right.
So I know you've heard about this.
Yeah, it's big
Um,
news in where we are in
yeah,
Michigan.
and so it's pretty sad because I didn't hear the case from the very beginning, but I know that this woman, straight up, kind of just neglected and abused this child, and you know, just unimaginable conditions that led up to his
Yeah,
death.
and we should say that we know from this morning
Hmm.
because this morning was
Oh yeah,
to tell you when we're recording this,
yeah,
the verdict is out. So she was found guilty.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was definitely she was found guilty, and sentencing hasn't begun yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. Um, but was found guilty that she was responsible for his death. So
Yeah, and it was messed up because when you would hear her talk, it seemed like she was just saying, well, I'm just a strict parent.
mhm.
But they were pretty insane, what would you call them, punishments?
Yeah,
I mean, I think, well, the court system called it torture.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, she just constantly was on him.
yeah. So one thing that I remember reading about this was that at the time of his death, at age of 15, he weighed 69 pounds.
Wait, was it 69 pounds?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
more than that. That was 100 and something.
Oh no, no. When I read that, it said 69 pounds. When he was weighed, or that was his weight at the time of his death. Which, I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know how tall that person was, but 69 pounds on anyone about 15. I mean, you're gonna tell that there's something not right. That they're either not eating or somehow they're malnourished or something is going wrong. And as a mother, I'm surprised that she, used the defense in a lot of her in the case that she doesn't recall, or she just wasn't aware, because that seems a little bit outrageous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it did. It says just weighed 69 pounds. Yeah. Well, one of the things that they covered was what happened when, well, he died, and then they called 911 and acted like, I don't know, he's unresponsive.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said that they kind of worked it out. The husband and wife, or well, I guess I don't know if they were married, but mother and father,
Mm-hmm.
and said that we'll have to tell the police that he was on a hunger strike,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
except for there was a lock on the refrigerator in the pantry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when
Yes.
questioned about that, they would say, oh, he would leave the refrigerator door open, but he could get food anytime he wanted. But
Yeah.
then there were all these text messages that said he wasn't allowed to eat.
Yeah. Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely effed up.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so a little bit more, there was something in there too that they would, I don't know if it was because he was misbehaving, that they would feed him bread that had, that was like doused in hot sauce,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, as a punishment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at one part, she said that he could have 4 pieces of bread completely covered in hot sauce. And then if he kept that down for 30 minutes, then he could have 4 more
Oh
pieces
my
of bread.
gosh. So crazy.
Or he got in trouble once because he broke into the fridge and ate frozen chicken nuggets.
Mm.
But then she's telling everyone he was on a hunger strike. I
Yeah.
mean, does that sound like...
Yeah. That don't sound like a hunger strike to me.
No,
That
it
sounds
doesn't.
like desperation.
Yeah, it was messed up. And there was something around where they were talking about his room.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was like a closet.
Oh.
Like, I don't think it was a full bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept saying he likes it in there.
Yeah.
Also, they found handcuffs and shackles.
Mm.
And they said, but they never used it on him.
Oh yeah, of course.
But there's text messages when they talked about ordering them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so terrible. And I'm glad that I mean, I'm sad that it took his death to find all this out.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she was found guilty, and And I hope that, I mean, I know that there's other kids out there probably going through some other torture, but
And
just one case at a time.
it just upsets me that it's just because like people feel like because they can physically have children, they
Hmm.
deserve
Yeah.
children,
Yep.
and I would strongly disagree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we talked about it what a month or two, no, now I guess it's a couple months ago, um, about the Utah woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a couple months ago. Yeah.
yeah, and their online cult parenting cult
Hmm.
thing that they had going, which just feels ridiculous that somebody like that would think that they know the right thing. They
Hmm.
have such a good style of parenting that
Yeah.
it should be spread around. And this woman kept talking about, oh, well, we better do this, we better do that because he misbehaved.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know what type of misbehavior it was.
Hmm.
From what I heard from the trial, it sounded like he was just trying to survive
Yeah.
and he was being punished for it. And I just think, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. And I did see that.
I wish somebody would have intervened.
Yeah. And I saw that. So it said that he was autistic and he had maybe hearing and speech impediments.
Yes.
But a child that has that is going to need some extra care. So if, maybe him, seeking some additional attention or something that's going to require you to like care for him more, if that's what they thought was bad behavior, then
And I think, at least from my point of view, that's how I took it.
yeah.
But the other thing is that she evidently was was it a paralegal? No, she was like a court
A
clerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was going to be a lawyer, and I believe she just recently passed the bar
Hmm.
and got a really high score.
Yeah.
And didn't she graduate like top of her class?
Yep. She did.
Yeah, so
Yep.
she's not an idiot.
No, no. Yeah. And she kept using the defense as, I don't recall or I don't remember.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah. And there's no way.
I'm sorry, you don't graduate top of your class and have a terrible memory.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd never be able to learn anything.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was very convenient because some of the facts she remembered right away,
Hmm.
and then other facts she would be like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah.